Oh, okay.
Fellas, how you all doing today, man? It's been a while. How's everybody?
Blessed and highly favored, man.
That's what's up. Well, we got to bring you in the right way, Noob. But let me make sure I address the fellas first before we let Mike do your intro, because nobody else can do your intro except for Mike Johnson. Nobody else.
He's a fab brother. So he got to do the intro.
Don't remind us. Don't remind us. We are aware. We are aware.
You good, Charles. Go ahead. Do your
Ladies
thing.
and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to another Oakland Joy Chats. I am Charles Cole. I'm here with Robert Hubbard, Mike. Jeff is out with us tonight, but we have a special guest that Mike will that Mike is bugs and shit outside. That Mike will introduce. But man, I'm so happy to be back. It's been a while. Everybody got crazy schedules, a lot of crazy stuff happening. But I'm so excited to be here, man. This was definitely a priority for me. So, Hub, how you doing today, man?
Man, I am doing good, man. I'm excited to chat with Zimbabwe, man.
I am too. Damn it.
I can't wait just to see, what he's doing and just to kind of hear his story a little bit. And I know Mike is a huge fan. Mike he one of the fab guys. Zimbabwe, I wanted to be in the fab group, but I was kind of overlooked, I think. But it's all.
I wasn't gonna talk about it, man. We definitely gonna talk about that.
I just wasn't cool enough. I know what it was with me, and I'm okay with it. It's all good. Mike, how you feel, sir?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm good. I'm just glad to be on the show with you guys right now. That's what's up,
brother. Can you introduce our esteemed guest and colleague? And Hub, I know you big time with the other podcast. Can you share the show out on your I'm just saying, bro.
All right,
I'll be disowning us, bro. Hub be disowning us.
Let's address this right now. You see, this is like my brothers. I can say anything. Y'all can go. We can talk about anything. It's just like family talk. The other one is kind of business, and I got different coworkers on there and different stuff, and I never know where it's going. So, kind of like what Mike was saying. Mike, Hub, always worrying about what people think, but I don't know where it's going.
You do coach. You do coach. Not professional, so it's all good. It's all.
I coach high school kids. I got parents on there. We was talking about one of Mike encounters last time. Remember that?
We can just not talk about those things, but it's all good. I got you.
Yeah, if we're gonna have a censored one, let's do it. But if we just gonna have the kicking one, just the fellas, I'm not gonna share it.
This what we gonna do. For the first 30 minutes, we gonna introduce them, and then around 30 minutes afterwards, we're gonna get into a little extra. You feel me?
Okay.
Well, okay. I don't know how long this show gonna be because, as Hub has reminded us, the Dame is playing today, so all of Oakland shows up for Dame. So so we will make sure that happens. And Luke, this don't have to be your last time coming on, man. So who is this guy, Mike? Who is this guy? Let me give him the full screen. Introduce him.
You put me on the spot. It's all good though.
You knew this was coming.
I know. It's all good though. All right, this is my brother, Zimbabwe Davies, an Oakland native. He's a film director. He is a certified community coach. He is a motivational speaker. He is an entrepreneur, a fashion designer. At one time, he was, right now, he's still a youth ambassador, a community organizer. My brother, fat brother, Zimbabwe Davies.
Not Davis, bro. His name is Davies, brother.
Davies.
I know this forever. Go ahead.
Hey, you know what's crazy, y'all, is that people mess up my last name more than my first name. You would think with a name like Zimbabwe, people would mess that name up, but people just screw up. I get Davis, David, all kind of different variations.
Well, I definitely apologize about that.
Oh, that's good. Come on, man.
Man, it's so good to see you, Noop. How you been, man?
Man, it's been a bit of a challenge. My father, he was in a hospital. He had some stomach pains, and so he's out of the hospital now. It was a big scare. My little sister called me last Thursday, and my heart sunk, man. But he's doing a little bit better, man. And so, he told me, man, keep doing your thing, keep going. And so I'm just praying that he gets better. And if y'all could just say a prayer for him, man. But other than that, man, everything's been well, just chipping away at my goals every day and grinding, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Hey, let me jump in here. I gotta jump in here. Zimbabwe, your name to me is legendary. Like, just because of your name alone, like you be remembered by a lot of people. Just talk to me a little bit about your name. Is there a special story behind your name, or like is there certain things with that name? How do you feel about your name? Just talk about your name.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, my mom wanted me to have a name with significance. And before the name of the country was Zimbabwe, it was actually called Rhodesia. And in 1980, the Africans gained independence of the country, from the colonizers. And I was born in 81. Growing up, I grew up in West Oakland in Ghost Town off 28th and MLK. So, man, having a name like that, I had to fight. My cap sessions became incredible because, people tease me because of my name. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to learn how to get myself out of all kind of situations by either fighting or capping on people. And so it was rough. And at first I didn't like it because I was like, man, how come I can't have a name like JJ or something like that? But as I got older, I'm like, this saucy. I'm like, and then just the whole ring of my name, like Zimbabwe Davies. You feel me? I feel like I could be like a Mortal Kombat character or something like that.
Charles, muted.
Yeah, I had muted myself, man. And what's funny is like, I met you when I was a kid. We all met and we all called you Noop. And before I knew what a Noop was, or like before I went to college and all that stuff, how'd you end up getting that nickname? And especially because they usually don't play around stuff like that. So, how did and did you ever end up pledging? I'm just curious.
No, man. I didn't even know that there was a whole fraternity until I met one of the DJs who was part of that fraternity. But my auntie Cookie gave me that name when I was a kid. I don't know what made her give me that name, but it just stuck from my childhood, and it was just like, that's Noop. So
that's what's up, man. So one of the things we like to do here, man, we just like to show a lot of love, and thank you to Jamila, Toya, and Ben. Ben has like chimed in. We're gonna have to get Ben on the episode. Ben, send me a DM if you want to hop on. I'll send you a link, because Ben has one of the best sports podcasts and shows out, and I'm really proud of him. But we just try to show love, man, and send a bunch of love. And I will say, to echo, my brothers on here, dog, like your name is ringing. You just doing amazing stuff, incredible stuff, super positive, making movies, doing stuff for young people, organizing basketball games between the community and the police. I mean, you are somebody that has really put on for our city and just for us, and make us all really proud to be Emory alum, man. So one, we want to honor you and thank you, bro, and just say we love you. You also try to be peacekeeper a lot. That's a different conversation. And but just say a little bit more, man, about what you're doing since we last was with you together at Emory.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for that compliment. That means a lot, man. I appreciate y'all for what y'all doing, this show that y'all have, man, and just to have the dialogue with sports and everything else. So since Emory, well, first I'm gonna start here. I went to Brooks College School of Fashion Design and Merchandising after I graduated from Emory High. And so for me, I was in the foster care system, and I felt like I didn't have a lot of choices, right? And so I said, I got to do something. I got to go to school, to better my life. And so I went to Brooks College School of Fashion Design. I majored in fashion merchandising, and I got my AA degree. And when I came back to Oakland, because I went to school in Long Beach, when I came back to Oakland, I started doing fashion shows. And so my goal was to put my crew on, put Mr. Fab on, you know what I'm saying? Collaborate with Mr. Fab because he was starting his rap career, put Theo on, put Mondo on, Zoe on. And so my first fashion show was successful when I did it in conjunction with this program called Independent Living Skills Program, which I graduated through, which helps foster youth. And so we raised about $3,500 for foster youth housing needs and schooling needs. And from there, my name started buzzing. Like people were like, "Oh, like you're amazing with these fashion shows, so we want to work with you." And from there, I became a youth advocate for the foster care system. Just going across the nation and talking about how we can improve the foster care system, how we can connect foster youth with their siblings that got lost in translation. And then from there, I got into doing film. Later on, I got into doing film. And what inspired me to get into film was telling my story about being in the foster care system. And what I seen a lot of organizations and foundations putting out stories about foster youth. And it was kind of like the woe is me, feel sorry for this foster youth. This foster youth is a charity case. And I said, that's not all the way true with foster youth. Yeah, we go through struggles. And so I titled my first documentary, Enter a Challenger, Exit a Champion. So people could see both spectrums of what I went through after I entered the foster care system, or after my mother passed away and I entered the foster care system, and how Stanley saved my life. Mr. Fab saved my life. I was going through some challenges when I moved to Reno. And then when I came back to Oakland, I was initially coming out here for spring break. And Mr. Fab was like, he noticed there was a lot of different things going on in my life. I had a lot of anger issues. I was going through depression. I was in special education. Like I was ashamed. And I was just going through a real tough time. And he begged his mom, and he said, why don't we let Zimbabwe stay with us? And so I got enrolled into Emory High, and I got into group therapy, and I got involved in the ILSP program.
That's what's up, man. See, I mean, you never know what people be going through, right? I mean, I've shared my story on here. I know Mike has talked about himself, and we've had other folks come on like Jamila. And we was just all kids. We didn't really know what the other people was going through or whatnot. And so I appreciate that you sharing that. I never had any idea of any of that stuff. Mike and Hub.
Yeah, this is totally off subject, man. But what I remember the most, Zimbabwe, was your afro in high school. It was like the best afro I ever seen in my life. Like, you gotta tell me the secret, man. How did you always keep your afro perfect? And then I want to ask you just about Mr. Fab a little bit. Like, did you ever, like, I know we competitive and he was a rapper. Did you ever rap against him? Did you always think he was good? Just tell me a little bit about just the beginning of Mr. Fab, because he wasn't always Mr. Fab. Like, so tell me a little bit about that. Was you ever a rapper? Did you ever go against him? But first, start with the afro, brother.
So man, just kept combing it, man. Just kept combing my hair, man. It wasn't no big secret to that. My auntie was always on me about being presentable. So that was like a big ordeal. Like, you don't walk out the house looking crazy. You feel me? Like, you represent me. You were a reflection of me. And with Mr. Fab, to be honest with you, he always was Mr. Fab. Like, I'm talking about this guy at 15 years old, used to freestyle for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, he started off doing poetry, and then he transitioned into raps. And then that went from him freestyling. And I'm talking about, he had a full-blown dictionary, thesaurus. He would read all the words. And I'm talking about, he was doing this at 15. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so it was like, he just kept practicing and just kept getting better. And I want to say, like, he's the most well-rounded artist because he can freestyle. He writes his own stuff. He writes for other people. He's in a battle world. Like, this dude is incredible. But for me, no, I didn't try to rap against him. Like, he would have obliterated me, like, period. Rapping wasn't my thing. I've always been like the guy who's been behind the scenes. My gift is being creative. So, like, I can write down my ideas. Whatever ideas in my head, I can write them down on paper, and then I can share them with the universe. So that's the gift that God gave me. But in terms of Mr. Fab, like, he used to torch people when we went to Laney College summer school. I'm talking about, like, the first day when we went to summer school, they had a rap cipher. It was a bunch of guys, and he just jumps in the mix and he starts torching everybody. And by the time we leaving, we got like a whole new set of dudes who like, man, who are you guys? Who are you? We the Fab Four. you know, and so Fab was the spokesperson for our crew. You know what I'm saying? Because none of us, I mean, we used to rap just to mess around, like me, Theo, and Zoe. Like we'll rap, but we was nowhere near his level of rapping.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And Mike, you put this show together. You were damn, I love Michael. I love Mike. First off, Mike, congrats on your daughter, on your baby girl going to school. That's huge. I saw that post. I'm like, we old as hell. But that's a beautiful thing. So congrats. That's a big moment for you as a father. But you put this show together. You were very adamant about getting Noop on. And the love that Mike got for you. I mean, we all love you, Noop. I love you to death.
I love y'all too, man.
I don't tell you no. I don't think that I can compete with Mike's love for you. So I think we're just gonna let Mike talk.
He's an honorary Fab member, so it's a little different.
It's all good. Michael. Go ahead, bro.
Well, I just want to say I definitely appreciate you in high school. Like you really changed my upbringing as a young teen, for real. Like for real. Like I remember just going to Fab House and seeing you, and you always talk to me, you know, always show me love, and I really for real, like I really appreciated that, you know, especially with the females. But we ain't gonna get to that till later.
See, this is why I don't want to do shows with us.
You ready to get to that now? That's what I'm hearing.
No.
He don't want to get to that later. He want to get to that now.
I want to do it right.
That needs to be done behind a paywall. Rob just said his whole life hangs in the balance, and 5 seconds into your answer, you want to talk about girls during.
No. I just want to talk about that later, but I want to talk about what you're doing.
I want to have a sidebar. When I listened to y'all last show and we was talking about it, I could tell that's the direction he wanted to go in, but he was kind of like being quiet, like, "Nah, I'm gonna wait to Noop come on so we can unload these clips real quick."
I'll put it like this, Charles.
It is 2020.
Tahoe would not happen if it wasn't for Fab 4. I'm telling you right now.
What did you say?
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
I said if Tahoe would have never happened if it wasn't for the Fab 4. I'm just saying. Because
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that, bro.
I gotta hear that story. I gotta hear that off the record.
We see.
Only Charles know, but
every other show we do, I have pre-production. We actually talk about things. This one we just show up. Mike, we got to start doing pre-production with you because I don't know where you just.
No, that's what I love about this though. It's just raw and uncut. Hey, what's about?
Camila said, "What happened to Tahoe?" And I will say nothing.
I can't talk about it. Nah, I will never talk about it on here, on live. Nah, I would never do that. But I want to tell Charles that because
I was there. So
I'm talking about the confidence. I'm talking about the different things. You know, I know you talking about specific things, but for me personally, because you know, Tahoe wasn't just Tahoe. What you thinking about? It was more like a confidence thing. More about, you know, getting with, you know, girls, talking with them. It wasn't about the other stuff. It was just about connecting with people, talking with people. And Noop really helped me as a young man because, you know, he's a couple years older than us. So he really helped me. And I just want to always tell him that. Like, I think about that when I was in college. I'd be like, man, the Fab 4 and Noop, Fab, Lorenzo, Theo, they would always put me up on game all the time. Y'all didn't know Y'all know Mr. Melicon?
Of course.
Melicon put me on, but Theo and Lorenzo put me on a Mr. Melicon, and we would go on trips. We'd go kayaking, hiking, all kind of stuff. And when we go on these trips, you know, it'll always be girls. But Mr. Melicon will always tell me, handle your business first, and then you chill with the ladies. I was like, oh, he cool as hell. I was like, man, he cool as hell. So, you know, that part was pretty cool. So I just wanted to let Zimbabwe know that. You know.
I appreciate that, man.
For real.
I appreciate that, Mike. Straight up.
Go ahead.
Like straight up.
Hey, man, I just want to say, I remember when Mike first came, you know, started coming to the house, man, he was like the most quiet, shy dude, you know, and we kind of broke him. We did break him up out of his shell. We was like, man, you got to, you know, when you talk, you got to speak up, you know, ask for what you want. You know, if you're talking to the ladies, like, you know, they're gonna be able to tell if you confident or not, you know, And then from there, we'll go to the photo spot on 40th and Telegraph and take hella pictures. And back then we was really giving them the girls. Like we would walk out, see girls, put our numbers on the back of the pictures, and hand them out. You know what I'm saying? Like that was our thing.
Yeah, let me give you an example of that. How it made me feel as a young high school kid. Just imagine Kanye West putting Jay-Z putting the chain on Kanye West when he finna come out. That's how I felt in high school. I always wanted to express that to him. Like it was like the greatest feeling I ever felt in that moment.
That's humbling to hear, man.
You gotta live moment to moment, and I remember that moment. Like when we go to the photo shoot, like I really felt like it was crazy.
Right.
We go to Berkeley, we go to the parties. I'll be with Fab, Nuke. Man, it was. I can't really talk about that.
Mike, when you say I can't really talk about that, like
it's like that. He got that Hulk inside of him. It's like he Benjamin Banneker now, but he want that Hulk to come out.
One of the things we wanted to do, Noop, is we wanted to make sure people got their flowers while they could smell them. You've obviously had a huge impact on Mike. You've obviously had a huge impact on our city with your story and just the energy that you put out there. You've always been super humble, and you've always remembered where you came from. So I just want you to kind of feel that love. And then just from each of us, and I know y'all didn't really know me as much. Like I wasn't in that crowd more so when I was in high school. But what do you remember about the three of us, man, from then to now?
I remember, of course, Charles, you was like in the cuts, like you was always doing your own thing. And I remember you hooping, of course, but you really was like doing your own thing, man. I respected that to the fullest, because, a lot of the times when people are in high school, they want to travel in packs just because it's the cool thing. And I think for us, it was an organic thing with our crew. Rob, of course, football, that's the first thing I'm thinking about. You know what I'm saying? And, you was that guy, you know what I'm saying? We used to chop game all the time, and you was like that solid dude. Like I always felt like you were ahead of the curve. Like you were more mature, you know what I mean? And you were like, we were 2 years apart, but I felt like you was on that same level as, my class. And Mike, of course, man, like I said, when you first came through, you was shy, man, but over time you opened up and you just blended right in with our crew, man. I think we got you and Bobby Thompson in our crew around the same time, or he came a little bit after. Mario Ford, you know what I'm saying? We had, and so it was just incredible times, man, back then in Emory High. And although we were a small school, like we were really tight knit and we were dope in our own unique ways. And even outside of school, like, our crew, we were known at every high school, Berkeley High, Oakland High, Castlemont, Logan. Like we weren't just, the guys at Emory High. And so we had some range. We had stretch with, and even the streets, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't no hood dudes like that, but we was always respected by the hood dudes. So
talk to me a little bit about the Fab group, like just kind of how it started, who was originally in it, like just walk me through that.
And Hub,
I love that you asked that question.
Wait. They had that question real quick, but I want to just show love. Mondo jumped in and showed love, shared the show or whatever. Mondo, we love you, bruh. Definitely got to get Big Cole on here. You know what I'm saying?
AC.
If for nothing else, for him and Rob to just talk shit to each other about Madden.
That is fun.
Yeah, they be going at it. Hey, Mondo, I love you, blood. Cuss family, Fabicus. And I'm gonna talk about how we forged Fabicus together. I'm gonna talk about that as well. How we forged the Fab and the Cuss crew, Mondo's crew.
Well, you go ahead. I know Rob's question. I just wanted to put that in there because he showed love.
So how it started was we went when I first moved back out here to Oakland. I want to say like the first week I was at home chilling, and Stan went to school, and so Theo and Zoe was cutting school, and they knocked on the door, and I opened the blinds because we had a window on the front door, and so I'm like, I see a short dude, then I see another dude with blue hair, so I'm like, these guys look weird, like what are they on? So I opened the door, I'm like, they like, yeah, we stand partners. He said it's good to come through. So I'm like, all right. So they come in the house, they could have robbed me or anything, but I could have scraped both of them. So anyways, we chilling, right? We chilling or whatever. And so, Fab Mom Des, she used to come home from lunch when she worked at Altibates. And they try to hide under the bed when they heard the keys jingling in the door. And so she was like, who under the bed? She's like, I know y'all in here. And so they came from up under the bed. And then she was like, y'all dumb motherfuckers, get up out of here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. She was flashing, right? Because, Des didn't play. And so they left or whatever. And then I would see them every day. But how we really got initially tight was we got stuck at Great America together, y'all. And so what happened was, I'm not sure if y'all remember, there was this MTV show called The Grind. And so it was like a TV show for teenagers. It was like a club. And so they went to different cities and, it was like for teenagers to have fun, mingle or whatever. So they came to Great America. We all went to Great America. They came to Great America. And, how like you can't miss that last bus going back to the BART station. You know what I'm saying? And so we end up missing that last bus. And so we sit up there stuck. We like, man, let's call Moms. I'm telling Fab, like, call Des. Like, let's call her. We call her. She like, I'm not coming to pick y'all up. Y'all dumbass should have caught the train. Y'all should have got on the last bus at the right time and whoop-de-whoop. And so we ended up spending the night. Man, we was singing hella songs together. And it was like, during that time we got stuck, we just bonded hella tough. We got hella close. And when we got back, I forgot if it was Theo or Zoe, but he started telling people like, yeah, we got stuck at Great America. So that was like the thing that was going around. Like, how y'all get stuck at Great America? How y'all get stuck at Great America? And so from there, people was like, that's them dudes that got stuck at Great America. So we were like, me and Zoe one day, we were like, man, we starting to get hella popular based off this Great America shenanigans, right? And so we need to come up with a name for ourselves. So we was walking to the store and we was just going through hella different names. And Zoe was like, let's name it the Fantastic Four. And I'm like, nah, that don't sound right. I'm like, let's name ourselves the Fab Four. So he was like, that's the one. That's the one. So we went back to the house, talked to Theo and Stan, and like, this who we are. We're going to be the Fab Four. And from there, we started going to the photo spot on 40th and Telegraph, and we started taking pictures. Now, the first time we went, we thought we was on some 112 Drew Hill type shit or whatever. So we took the pictures, got them back in like 20 minutes. So when we walk out, it's like 4 females getting ready to walk in and take pictures. So we all looking at each other or whatever. And so we like, what's up? We started talking to them. And then we were like, we gave them the pictures, but we wrote down our names and numbers on the back of them, was like, give us a call. And so from there, it was just like every party that we went to, we were just them guys. And that's how it started.
Yeah, hey, that swag really kind of rubbed off on everybody in the crew, including Mike. I remember when we was all at the debate camp. I don't know if you remember this, Charles, but we was all at this debate camp because Mike was there too. And we was talking about, me and you, actually all 3 of us, we was talking about this girl who was cute or whatever. I can't even remember her name. Golly. But Charles, you actually ended up, seriously, so you know what I'm talking about. But I can't remember her name. We was talking about how pretty she was. And before we could finish talking,
she's one of the greatest women I've ever known in my life. And she went on to change my life in really good ways.
But let me tell you this. We didn't talk to her initially. It was Mike. Mike was the one who got her phone number. Like, Mike was the one who went over there and was brave enough to holler at her, get her phone number first. I don't know how Charles ended up stealing her, and she ended up changing her life forever. But
what happened was,
how was this a conversation? Again, how did we get here? This wasn't in the fucking notes. This wasn't what we talked about.
Because this just reminded me, because I remember we was talking about this girl, how pretty she was, in particular you. But Mike, he wasn't wasting no time. Like, Mike, like, let me go holler at her. He didn't even talk to us about it, nothing. He just went over there, ended up getting her number. So I thought that they was going to end up creating a bond with each other. But somehow, Charles, she changed your life.
That was the longest relationship I had in my life. She's an amazing person.
What was her name?
We're not gonna do that.
I was about to say he's not gonna say her name. I already know. We ain't saying no names.
I remember like I kind of figured like I had talked to her on the phone one time, and then I kind of seen Charles kind of liked her, so I kind of backed up. So that's what I did. You know?
Hey, that was a good look though. That was some real player shit right there.
And I would say
I kind of seen that he liked her, and I just fell back.
But here's the thing, because I never approached her, and Mike is the one that was like, maybe you should talk to such and such, and then things kind of happen in that kind of way.
So he threw you the assist. He threw you the assist.
A little bit, because I was like, whatever, but yeah.
No, hey, she was the Beyonce at this little debate camp. Okay,
Swear.
He was the like if you at some event and it's like that's the one, like,
right?
At that event, she was the one, and Mike, was like, okay, that's nothing. I'm fat. Got her number, like, oh, wait, like, is that easy, Mike? But
and I was in love. I've probably never been in love like that since. We were together throughout high school and through college, and so it was but yes, I don't know how the hell this became a topic, Robert. You just got a topic right now, but it's okay.
It became a topic because it shows you how Fab actually created that swag that he got from that group allowed him to have the confidence to talk. Otherwise, you probably would have never. Nobody. Well, I don't know. We probably would have never talked to this.
That's true.
Absolutely not. That's fact. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate. Is that what you mean, Mike? I got you. And I got a special guest coming on a little bit. Somebody else that we proud of or whatever. But again, man, I think but part of this is with Oakland changing so much and who lives there, who owns Oakland or whatever the case is. Even though some of us don't live in Oakland anymore, Oakland shaped all of us. Noop, I wasn't born in Oakland either, and I spent the early parts of my life in Chicago and Kentucky and got to Oakland when I was 10. So, but I still, wherever I'm at, like, Oakland kind of helped build us. But it's stories like this, you know what I'm saying? And I think that if people got to see more of these conversations and us showing love, because like I'm gonna be real with you, as Black men, you taught to show your teeth. You taught to like be more aggressive or whatever. And I will say I was blessed to go to Emory because Emory didn't really have that vibe. It didn't have a traditional high school vibe. And I worked in high schools across the country. And I went to high school my senior year. And Black folks, especially Black males, are conditioned to show their teeth at one another as opposed to like show love to one another. So I appreciate what you did for Mike and who Mike was, because Mike, not just in my love life, but just Mike and Hub was just my best friends throughout high school. And I probably wouldn't be here. I would add one more friend in there, Mike. Not Mike, my brother Will, and then I would say later on it was Jeff. I didn't get close to Jeff and Tremaine and them until college. Like, even though we played ball together or whatever, I still kept to myself. I would go to practice and it'll be Mike, Abe, or Hub or somebody, right? So I appreciate that. So there goes your love, Mike. Do you feel your roses? I love you.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I was your middle name. Until Hub told me the crazy story about how he realized it, but we're not gonna go there either. But Mike, I got a lot of love for you, brother. I love you, Black man.
Oh, I appreciate it. Same here. Love you back. Love all you guys, man, for real.
Yeah, love y'all too.
So, what's some stuff that you working on, man? And what can we like? I know Corona got everybody shifted or whatnot, but what are some things that you still working on, and how can we be supportive?
And so I'm currently working on a Zoom series called Building Bridges, Food and Conversations with my friend Sarah G, who's a chef. And what we're going to do is it's going to be about promoting healthier food choices in inner city communities, and also having the conversations about what's going on with police brutality and racism, and just having that conversation to create some sort of healing. You know what I mean? And so we're going to start it on August the 30th. And we're interviewing, I forgot his name, but he's an ex-Black Panther. We got people in every field, the medical field, we got to get you on there, Charles. You didn't think about me.
He was like,
"Oh man, hey,
I know Charles gonna say something."
no. Hey, I got another look for you too. I want you to be on board with something. We could talk about that offline. It's a pretty huge look. So yeah, man.
So I got you.
So doing this Zoom series, I was wishing that we would have had the basketball game this year, man. This would have been the third year. We were gonna have tacos this year. Typically, we have the two basketball games. We have the juice bar to promote health. We have face painting for kids, and we have the backpack giveaway. So we was gonna add tacos to it, and each year, my goal is just to improve. But the beauty of like the COVID is that we get to open up this Zoom series and add another element to building bridges to the movement, and I want to do like mentorship programs. It's a lot of other things I want to unfold with this movement. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise that this happened, because I wouldn't be doing Zoom as much. I would be in the trenches doing the basketball games, doing the community forums, and so on and so on.
Yo, man. Hey, somebody got an echo too, but let's all clap it up for Newt, man, and thank you for being here. And we hope that you can join anytime, man. Like, it's something that we just try to do. And I told Hub, I know it's a big game that's going on today. I told him that we'll try to make sure that we manage some stuff. But I got another surprise for you fellas. I like surprising y'all, and it's with somebody else that is doing some great stuff that came from that Emory cloth and can talk about the sports thing for more reasons than one. But the main reason being, he has a very successful show and podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Ben to the show. What's up, Ben? How you doing, man?
What's going on?
How you been?
Oh, I can't hear.
How's it going?
You said you can't hear us? Can you hear us, Ben?
Do you hear us, Ben?
Well,
Okay,
Ben,
there we go.
can you hear us now? See, this is why we have people like do sound check and stuff, but it's all good. You all right, Ben? Can you hear us? Well, I'm going to talk about Ben like he can hear. So Ben runs, like I said, a really, really dope podcast. I don't know why he can't hear us, but what I wanted Ben to do, because he has that, is I want him to give us some commentary on Dame and on the NBA series, and also, maybe even speak to some of the things that Mike and Hub care about, which I know is like, we Last Chance U is like me and Hub's thing that we talk about a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that we get him in there. But Ben, can you hear us now?
I can't hear anybody.
Well, Ben, you're janky, Ben. Let's keep talking.
Maybe unplug
I'm
your earphone.
gonna hear you, so I'm gonna
hear.
tell him what to do. I'm gonna tell him to reload on Chrome.
Did we lose Zimbabwe?
Yeah, I look like Noop jumped off.
Oh man, I wanted to say some final words to him, man, but maybe he'll go back and watch this. But yeah, just shout out to that brother, man. All the good things he's doing, and kind of what you were saying, Charles, just about the positive culture. For the most part, I mean, you probably had a few negative stuff at Emory, but I think the positive culture kind of comes from the people that are looked up at, at the school, and sometimes that's the upperclassmen. And I know the Fab group was kind of the guys that a lot of people looked up to, and they wasn't the type to be bullying on cats, and they was more trying to look smooth and holler at females. So I think as a result of that, man, guys like me and you, we could navigate in a space like Emory High School where we didn't have cats that was trying to show their teeth, as you say.
Absolutely. And we didn't have the same pressure. I mean, we had other pressures, but it wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, and so we got to just always be us. I never felt pressure. I never felt pressure to be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So like that was something that was just really big. So I'm gonna try to bring Ben back in when he comes or whatever. But I appreciate you saying that, Hub, and Mike. And I think it was just some good guys, man. Like it was a good group of dudes. A good group of ladies. We had cool staff. It was cool, man. So I want if we can get him back, but if not, man, I wanted to shift into something just to speak to you a little bit more, Hub. I know you've been busy, and I'm super proud of you. And me and Mike are. Yeah, how you been feeling about this series, man? Wait, let's see if Ben can hear us. Ben, can you hear us? Ben, you're bogus, Ben. Your shit is bogus. You gotta get it fixed.
I can't hear anything.
As a producer, Ben, I'm disappointed. Okay, I'm very upset. We'll get you on.
This is hilarious. Man, it can't get no funnier than this.
It's all.
I'm gonna do it without his earphones. Just try to do it without your earphones, man. Oh man,
I'm gonna get something going on this phone, so we can get to that piece. But I wanted to talk about another Oakland person that's doing amazing. That I know we all pay attention to. I know y'all watched Game 1 of the Lakers and Blazers. That 1-8. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all go soon so we can finish watching that game. But let's start with you, Mike, because I want to give a big space to Hub on this. You muted, Mike. Just from a production level, I just want to acknowledge that we're a shit show tonight, but it's okay because you love us.
Hey, it's been a while, It's been a while.
It's all good. I just, as a producer, I'm upset at myself, but it's all right. It's all good. Mike, what was that?
To be honest, just know for about a minute and a half, I couldn't hear y'all, so I'm not sure what you said. To be honest with you,
so we talking about Game 1 of the Lakers and Blazers, watching Dame go off.
Man, I just think that Anthony Davis needs to come through. He needs to come through in the fourth quarter. Definitely the fourth quarter. Him and LeBron, they need to come through in the fourth quarter and put it down. If they ain't gonna put it down, they need to go home. That's what I think. Or they gonna get swept.
Right. Wait, let's see if we can hear.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, what's going on? I can hear you now. I got a USB mic. I don't know if that's what the problem was or what.
Probably. And if you turn your phone to the side, you'll go full screen. But you know what? I don't want to mess nothing up. You
good.
So I brought you on, Ben, one, just to show you love, man. We was trying to give you some love, but the setup was bogus. And we wanted you to show some love for Nuke first, but then we were diving into your work. This is what you do every day. We was talking about the NBA, and we was talking about round 1 with the Lakers and Blazers, which we're gonna end soon in about maybe 5 or 10 minutes. But we wanted to get some commentary from our friend as a professional that does this. You got media passes and shit now, so let us know your expert analysis, and then I wanted to give Hub some space because I know he was repping hard for our guy Dame.
Yeah, man, it's been crazy, man. Dame is again showing why he's a superstar, man, in this league. People doubt him. His main thing was everybody talking trash about me and about Portland, but we show up and we play like this because everybody's trying to hold us back. So, man, it's the way they won that last game too. It's possible for them to win this series. If the Lakers lose this, I don't know how you come back next year with a straight face without, looking stupid.
Hey, man, I think it was rough. I think, and I'm a Kentucky fan, so I love any players from Kentucky. So that's Rondo, that's Anthony Davis. I hate the Lakers because I'm from Oakland, but I hate the Lakers. I mean, I can appreciate LeBron's greatness, but it's fun to not like the Lakers for me, right? But yeah. Dame just was it just don't take much, man, for these Oakland athletes to get, you piss them off. Alicia Lloyd, don't leave us. Alicia was like, y'all talking about hoop. We talking about an Oakland prodigy that's making us proud on the biggest stage possible. That's all. So don't leave, Alicia. But it was a game, and that dude is a gamer. You know what I'm saying? But Hub, I kind of just want you and Ben to have some space because I kind of selfishly want you and Ben to just have a sports show together. But
hey, we can do that, man. I'm ready.
And I want to produce it. Don't look at tonight's show as evidence of how well I can produce, though. I promise you I'm normally better than this. But what you think about this series, man?
Hey, well, first let me say, man, Ben, I'm not on Ben level, man. Ben you saucy, man, at what you do, man. It's awesome. It's awesome, man. I wanted to say that first. But Dame is game, man. We was talking about it before we came on air. But this dude is pulling almost literally from half court. It's impossible to guard that. I think Steph Curry might be shooting from the half court line right now just to top that. is like out of this world, man. And then just his swag from Oakland. You know, I want LeBron James to win. I'm not a Lakers fan at all either. I'm actually a Warriors fan, and I like the Spurs too on the side. But I want LeBron to win just because I think he's such a good dude. It's hard to root against Dame, man, especially when they, you know, when they playing tell me when to go and he going hyphy after the 3-point shot. Like it's just fun to see, man. It's super exciting. But this dude changing the game, man. He's on fire. I can't see the game right now. I want to give my attention to this. So
we gonna end in the next few minutes. I just wanted to
what's happening now. I don't know what's happening now, but I know like just his game is off the charts. I mean, his ability to change speeds and you know, to pull up from long range and to finish at the basket and play in the clutch and just everything, man. Control the team and motivate his teammates and make everybody get better physically and mentally. I mean, you hear about all of his teammates that just got confidence, man, and got the swag that, man, they feel like they could take down anybody with that dude on the court. So it's
Ben, you know? Ben, what's the as you respond, Ben, tell me the website or the name of your show so I can put it down here so people can find it. How do people find your show?
Yeah, definitely. So it's bs3radio.com. And I got a whole podcast network now. So I got different podcasts under me. You know, we talk about sports, music, life. Got a comedy show on there. So I'm just trying to build, you know, a podcast station that everybody can find something to listen to.
He ain't ever asked me for any of that. But anyway, but yes, Ben, well, we appreciate it. It's all good. We brought you on with us. But
yeah,
no,
appreciate it.
Go ahead, but give us some predictions, respond to Hub, and then we can close out. So Hub can get, so we can all get to the game.
Yeah, man. Dame again is on another level, and he probably shooting from half court right now as we speak. So that's probably what you're missing, Hub. But he's just showing that it doesn't matter where people count you out or what people say you should or shouldn't be. He can prove people wrong regardless. I mean, in this series though, I am still going with the Lakers. I'm gonna say in 6. I think they're going to whip themselves back in shape. LeBron is not going to go out of this series. I just don't see that happening. And I think their unit together is not really playing as well as probably as they should and as they could be. But they better snap it back in place, because if they let this go any further, you know, we could be seeing possibly 7 games.
I will say, I said to Hub when we started, I expect them to bounce back the same way that the Bucks did. I actually expect a blowout tonight. I think that they're gonna blow them out. I think LeBron is, for the first time, we're seeing him age a little bit. And I think he's trying to conserve, and I think tonight he's gonna go a little bit harder. I think Anthony Davis is gonna answer the call. I think that the Blazers are gonna push them, and I think Dame is, his name and his legend is gonna grow. And I think right now we kind of caught up in that kind of LeBron's time, especially with Last Dance playing. I think that he actually pays a lot of attention to that stuff. But I'm not a Lakers fan, and I'm not very enthused about having that happen, you know. So, but give us your final thoughts, fellas. Mike, I'm gonna go with you first, so Hub and Ben can take us out.
You talking about the game or just in general?
Both. Start with the game and then just kind of, you know, round out so we can go watch the game.
All right. Well, real quick, I think the Lakers, they definitely got to win tonight. Definitely got to win. It's a must win for them. And I just want to say, I definitely appreciate you guys coming on the show, talking and everything. We definitely got to do this again on a consistent basis. I know Charles definitely want a schedule. I definitely want a schedule as well. And we're going to get it together. We're going to get it together.
Everybody want one but Robert.
Wow.
But go ahead, bro.
Hey, is it on me? Can I speak?
Go ahead. You go ahead, brother.
I just want to say, man, one thing I appreciate, I'm just going to talk about Dame a little bit, is you've seen this move of like, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you've seen this move of like powerhouse teams coming together, or people trying to go to the big markets or trying to team up with the best players. And I just like the stance that Dame is taking. Is like, you know, I'm the special one. Like, you know, I'm going to play where I'm at. I'm going to play where I was drafted at, and I'm going to make this place great. gonna make a name for myself, and I'm gonna make a name for my team, man. So that's just special to see, special to come back. And I think it'll kind of permeate through all sports because you see that, man. You know, when LeBron, I love LeBron too, but when he moved and played with, you know, that powerhouse team, you just saw in all kind of walks of life. I mean, even in football and baseball, everybody was kind of teaming up. So I think this just that mindset would change some of the kids' mindset and see like, hey, man, I can make it great. I can make this team great and be great myself. I don't need to partner up and team up with somebody else. I just love that swag about Dame. Mm-hmm. And then about the show, man, don't be putting this on me, y'all. We can it's all love. Like I told y'all.
Listen, I love your work, Robert Hubbard. I love it. I'm very proud of it. You know what I'm saying? I support it. I share your show, even though you don't share your own show. But it's okay. You know.
Listen, and let me tell you. So this show, I like it because it's free. We can just chat.
I know you already said it. We know, bro.
Yeah, I got some professional or some parents and principals and different people like that.
Mike's the only one you got to worry about. You just got to tell Mike, don't go on Odyssey storytelling, and we'll be okay.
Yeah. So if we have a PG version, oh yeah, I'll share like crazy. But if we just have a kick it version like this, and I love this, man. This is therapy for me. I enjoy it.
Just know for the record, you started that. You started that Alfonso Johnson when we first started. So don't put it on me. I was trying to go there because I know you a teacher. I do things to work for the government, but I'll keep it real.
I'm gonna let us go because we're at that hour mark. But real quick, I do want to send love to Tyon Mack, who is a good friend of all of ours. He had a tragic loss. It's not my place to go into who was lost and how, whatnot, but just sending him our love. It definitely came on my radar. I'm not hitting him up personally yet. Ben, I know you and Tyon are really close as well. I just wanted to make sure he got that love, and please let him know that we did that. I also got an update on the score. It is 55-84, Lakers. I told you, but that's what happens, man. Like that. I like again. That's why the Bucks came out the way they came out. If you watch any of that game, Giannis, the first 3 plays was like, I'm running straight to the hole. Like nobody stopping me, and it was just a different type of adjustment. But hey, man, I love y'all. Ben, you are more than welcome to come on anytime. Please have Mike and Rob, especially Rob. Mike, you great too. I just feel like I want to see Hub. I love Hub doing commentating. I love hearing him talk about sports, any sport. He kind of has a Shannon Sharp effect for me. So get up on the show. I would love to see that. Y'all, let's say bye to these people and let's close it out because it's dark where I'm at. So it's just time to be over.
Let's let Rob get to that game.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell everybody bye. We're gonna go to Ben and then Hub can take us out.
All right. Well, just say bye to everybody, and go ahead. Yeah, we can just keep it pushing. Go ahead.
That's what's up, Ben.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on. Hey, anytime y'all go live, if I'm free, I'd love to come on and just chop it up with you guys.
That's what's up, man. And sending love to Jeff, who couldn't make it here tonight, but he's definitely part of this crew now. And then Hub, why don't you take us out, brother?
Well, just to recap the show, man, shout out once again to Zimbabwe. He told me stories that I didn't even know, man. And you never know, like you were saying, Charles, you never know what we're going through when they're young. But just to see us all being successful and positive men now, it's just super, super exciting. And then it's a lot going on in the world. I hope everybody could just find something that's similar like this, where you could just relax and chill with family and have fun and not worry about the smoke, not worry about the pandemic, and then just enjoy life.
All right. With that being said, man, appreciate y'all. Hey, man, I love you, brothers. I love each and every one of y'all. And I'm saying it more and multiple times and loud because y'all, people not used to seeing this or whatever, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make me better. And then I hope y'all have amazing weeks. And if you don't hear from us again soon, it's because Robert didn't help us set a schedule. And that's it. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
That's facts.